Good evening, my friends. Welcome to our Wednesday night live broadcast. And I got to tell you, we're going to have some fun tonight. For those of you that are here for the first time, welcome. For those of you that are students, like I said, we're going to have some fun tonight. Now, tonight we're going to be talking about experienced professionals on LinkedIn that want to know about your business, all right? And that's the subject of tonight's session, but let me pop over here. I got to tell you, there are all kinds of people that are piling onto LinkedIn. So I got a friend request. Let me just come over here and just go like this, so she thinks I'm still typing. All right. So I get this friend request. Now, keep in mind, and this is one of those bogus profiles. All right. So over here to contact information. So we connected today. And her email is Rosalie Ford at Hotmail. And you could tell they're bogus just by looking at the pictures. All right, general manager. All right, so she sends me a message this morning. Oh, it was tonight. Max, I'm expanding my LinkedIn network. Thank you for going through my friend request. Is everything going well at work today? And since I didn't respond, I got the question marks. Now, I think my wife slipped some espresso in my cappuccino, okay? And I get like this when she does that. So I jumped on. It was about 8 minutes before. Hello there. So, and this is not the way you're supposed to communicate with people on here, okay? But this kind of action is taken. So it's a beautiful woman like you doing on LinkedIn. Read your profile. You live in Miami Beach, actually. Thank you. I don't use LinkedIn very often, but when I opened LinkedIn today, you were recommended by the system, so I added you as a friend. It's a pleasure meeting you. Wow, Miami Beach is the most beautiful place in the world, and I love it so much. All right. So today must be my lucky day. It's a pleasure meeting you too. Have you been here often? I am from the beautiful garden city of Singapore. My parents moved to Miami this February, so I was surprised to see you live in Miami Beach. We live very close. Yes, I often visit my parents. I'm temporarily in Toronto for business reasons, and I plan to visit my parents after finishing my work in Toronto. Maybe when I get to Miami, I can invite you for a nice cup of coffee and we could go to Miami Beach and enjoy her beautiful scenery together. How do you feel? Now, I know where this is going, okay? Great. You are very cool. Your facial features look very handsome, very temperamental, giving people a sense of literature and art. You look like a gentleman. Now, I'm gonna move the conversation back because there was something she said up here. I'm temporarily in Toronto for business reasons. So here she says she's in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, now let me share with you a very common rip-off strategy. All right. So here I'm being contacted by someone that looks professional, and she's in Toronto. And a few years ago, I had a very similar conversation with somebody that lived in the UK. She was a nurse. And she visited Miami Beach often. Now, the next time she was going to come to Miami Beach, we'd get together. So out of the blue, I get a message from her from Nigeria. She's in Africa on a United Nations mission. And she was thinking about coming back to the United States, and she was going to come to Florida so we could get together. Beautiful woman. And she wanted to know if I'd be available. Absolutely. So then she asked me if I would do her a favor. And this is where the scam comes in. Let's just okay. So she tells me that the last time she was in the United States, she was in Chicago, and she left for American Express cashier's checks. And her friend was going to send them to her, but she can't cash them where she is. So would I do her a favor, and she would have her friend send me the cashier's checks, the traveler's checks, made out to me. I could deposit them in my account and wire her the $2,000. It's $400 or $500 checks. And knowing what was happening, I went along. I said, absolutely, gave her my address. And the next day I get FedEx an envelope with 4 traveler's checks. Okay. So here's the deal. The way it works is you deposit the checks, but they're bogus. And the bank typically doesn't come back to you, usually in a day or two, maybe 3 days. So here you wire this person $2,000 based on those checks. Then the bank comes back and says, oh, no, those checks are bad. And you're out $2,000. So I went to the police department to report a crime. Okay, it's going to go like this. And they told me it's not a crime until I deposit the checks and I get ripped off. It's not a crime. And then if I did deposit the checks, the crime really originated in Chicago. I mean, it was a whole mess. It was a whole mess. It turned out, I mean, I traced out the whole deal. The Secret Service is actually it's in the domain of the Secret Service. Problem is, they have a mandated ceiling and they don't go below $20,000. So here I'm about to get ripped off for 2. They won't even look at it. And so there are rooms full of people that are doing just like this. Now, boys, beware. Okay, I'm doing this for you. And ladies, I want to tell you, the same thing is coming to LinkedIn. Same thing's coming. And most of the men that you're going to hear from work in are engineers, and they usually work in the oil fields, oil rigs. Maybe when we meet, you can take me sailing. I think I will definitely like him. You look very young. I wonder how old you are. Now, she's 35. Now, this conversation would absolutely die. Okay. If I came back and said I'm 77. Okay. End the conversation. All right. Oh, God, I am so bad. Let me take a look at the chats. Carla knows, right? Gary, I'm going to call you right after this is over. Okay. You're I wonder how old you are. Are you? I am 35 years old. Now, let's try to get it back to business. He said she's in Toronto. So we're going to say, not what are you doing in Toronto? Now, let me be clear about something. You don't have time for this. All right. You have a series of scripts that you're going to use when you're talking to people. When you're talking to anybody, you want to know, what do they do? What do they do? And unless they answer your questions, you're going to stop talking to them, talk to somebody else. All right. And these types of profiles are coming up on LinkedIn by the tens of thousands. Tens of thousands. You all want to be talking to people that are looking for opportunities that clearly need what you have. Now I'm going to pull away from this. So there are literally millions of experienced professionals on LinkedIn that want to know about your business. This is a benchmark moment for the network marketing profession because never before have so many people wanted to have a home-based business and get into network marketing. LinkedIn is going to make it easier for everybody to succeed. Nearly 2,400 major retailer stores are closing across the United States this year. Amazon, Bed Bath and Body Works, Walmart, Foot Locker closed 545 stores. David's Bridals closing. Bed Bath and Beyond. We've been talking about Bed Bath and Beyond for the last 3 months. Closed 896 stores. The last stores were closed on Monday, July 31st. Banks, because of mortgage reductions, are laying people off. Just go on the internet and do a search for businesses that are closed. 164,000 jobs were cut by tech firms. LinkedIn is helping everyone go full-time in network marketing today. Part-time network marketers are going full-time, and full-time network marketers are watching their business take off like a rocket into space. More people than ever before are jumping full-time into network marketing because of LinkedIn. Now, with so many people worldwide being forced out of work or are losing their jobs, everyone's looking for a way to work from home, and you have the opportunity to provide a solution for them. People are desperate for legitimate ways to create a new source of income working from home, and you have the answer they need. You're looking to help the people who will appreciate what you're doing and have the skills to be successful, or you risk being perceived as a menacing shark. So there are 3 challenges facing every affiliate and every network marketer. How can you cost-effectively generate high-quality leads of qualified prospects who are truly interested in the home business? 2, how can you quickly connect with them through social media? And 3, how can you build a personal relationship with them so they get into your business? I've solved all 3 of these challenges and have eliminated other barriers to being successful. So let me come back over here. Okay, so never been. So we're going to go over here and we're going to look up Bed Bath and Beyond. Now, a number of my coaching students, actually, I shouldn't say just my coaching students, a lot of my students are already starting to enroll people into their business that were in retail sales, especially Bed Bath and Beyond. So Bed Bath and Beyond. We go over here to people. You got 56,000 people that work for Bed Bath and Beyond at all the different levels. Now, all of them, every one of them is out of work. You can filter this down. So instead of looking for people who are looking for an opportunity, they're all looking for an opportunity. You want to connect with people that have the skills, that have the aptitude and the experience that successful network marketers would have. Training, team building, motivating people. That is what it's all about. Boy, she's typing away as she's typing away. So what you want to do is you want to filter this down. $56,000 people. You're looking for people that have sales experience, management experience. So let's look and see all of the store managers. Now, when you do a search like this, it just means that store manager is in their profile. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're still store managers. So we got 8,800. Now, the most important part of this process is if you're going to reach out to people, you're going to reach out to people, you want to reach out to people that are active. So you're going to have to check to make sure they're active. You bring up the profile. Store manager, New York. Now, first, let me just say something. When we all do the search, we're all going to come up with the same number. All going to come up with the same number. The sequence that comes up is going to be different. So here, why is he coming up first? There's got to be something on his profile, something on his page that we have in common. Or the first ones that are coming up should be in Florida, because I'm in Florida. But it's all about conversation. So let's look at his profile. He's a store manager at Bed Bath & Beyond for 20 years. Okay, 20 years. And let me caution you. Network marketing has always been a relationship business. People get into a business because they like them, they trust them. All right. And so it's all about building a relationship. For those of you that were in the last session of boot camp, we had one of my students, Bunny, close somebody. The initial conversation started in November last year. She closed him in June. During the course of that conversation, she really only talked to him for about maybe 80 minutes. Most of the time, it was text messages back and forth. I bear with me for just a second. I got to go back here. Okay, so my little friend says, have you ever been to Singapore during your sailing? Are you kidding me? Singapore? I'm in South Florida, honey. Singapore is across the Pacific. All right. So I said, never been. It's a pity you haven't been to Singapore. Singapore is a beautiful place. Maybe in the future we can sail to Singapore together. How long does your ship take from Florida to Singapore? And when we arrive in Singapore, I will personally be your tour guide and take you to enjoy the beautiful scenery of Singapore and taste the delicious food of Singapore. All Asian food can be found in Singapore. Do you like Asian food? I like steak. Same thing. You move conversations, you control conversations by asking questions. But there's some things here that aren't right. Okay. The questions, the language. Now I'm going to play around with this one. See where I'm not going to devote a lot of time to it tonight. But when I say I've got about 30 of these people that are on here. When you get them, ignore them. Don't waste your time. When you follow my scripts, it's all about conversation. And each one of these little messages here is going to help you identify who you want to continue to talk to and who you want to avoid. Pure and simple. Now, in looking here, now I don't know who's watching this on Facebook, and I don't know who's watching this on LinkedIn. And I certainly can't tell who's watching this on my YouTube channel. But I recognize most of the people that are participating in this broadcast tonight. So there might be one or two people that I don't know, but I'm going to skip the stuff about me. So the most important thing about network marketing is it doesn't matter what works, it's about what duplicates. And there is nothing faster that you can be doing than what I'm sharing with you. My 4-step formula: create a page, connect with people, communicate with them, close them. 4 C's can turn into $1 million business. And it's behind the success of top earning affiliate and network marketers all around the world. LinkedIn and Facebook have changed, and they're adding many new features. I'm going to share a couple of them with you tonight that will make the entire process easier than ever before. This month, it's my 28th year anniversary in network marketing, and my friends, I've never seen it like this. It's almost like LinkedIn is constantly creating new features, new elements to help you become successful. These features, especially on LinkedIn, they generate nonstop leads, customers, distributors, and sales. LinkedIn will become a money-making machine for you. Millions of professionals are joining. 4 new members every second. Totals up to 10 million a month. By November, they're going to have 1 billion users. Let's look at the changing demographics on LinkedIn. 25 to 34. 59% of the people on LinkedIn wow, they half my age. 58.4 million companies are registered. You just saw what we did with Bed Bath & Beyond. You could do that with any company. You could find people that work for these companies. Now, here's the catch. When you're talking to somebody that's been in retail a long time, management for a long time, you have to know they know something about network marketing. And there's a lot of people out there that have negative attitudes about it. And so in the August boot camp, we are introducing 12 case studies that are going to demonstrate how you handle people that have a negative attitude about network marketing. Do not be afraid of asking that question. And you don't want to tell anybody about your business until you know what their network marketing experience is. 129,000 schools. One of my good friends, Marty, we work with, who was building a Vima business, wanted to recruit people out of college. So I showed him how to recruit out of Arizona State University, where he met and recruited a young man named Alex Morton into his Vima business. Over the next 4 years, Alex would make $1 million. They created a group called the Young People's Revolution. And Alex was in Vima for about 4 years. Then he left, he went over to Jeunesse. He was with Jeunesse for a little over a year. And then he got into another company, totally different field, iMarkets Live. Everybody's got a story. LinkedIn is going to let you connect with the best people. 39,000 different skills. Now, this is a new feature that you're going to be able to use to connect with the right people. You can search for people by their profession, by their skill sets, sales training, team building, leadership development, by their location, by their desire or urgency to find new ways to generate income. Now, keep in mind that the people that lost their jobs with Bed Bath & Beyond, and by the way, most of them are not getting a severance package, at least they're going to be eligible for unemployment. The other thing that you have to remember is that you're not going to be the only person that's reaching out to these people. In last month's boot camp, we had somebody that sent to one of our boot camp participants, "Is this a bot?" I've had 4 people that have sent me the same message. And so I jumped in and I wrote back. I said, This is not a bot. I'm a real person. I just finished taking a marketing course to expand my network on LinkedIn from the top LinkedIn trainer in America. And he suggested this was one of the best scripts to use. Never mentioned my name. It's not important. And then I said, the fact he wrote this message and I should send it to like-minded professionals that I would enjoy meeting because we have so many mutual interests and so many things in common. And the fact that 4 other people sent you the same message confirms I made a good choice. And then I went and asked a question. And the conversation is basically still in play. You are not going to be the first person to contact these people. And it's all about learning about the other person. And in the course of learning about the other person, we want to find out, what do they know about network marketing? But you're not going to be the only person that asks that question. Do not be afraid of it. Everybody has a story. You all have your own personal network marketing story. And that becomes a part of the entire process. What do you do? Well, I used to be a school teacher and now I've got a growing internet business. But when the time comes to talk about the business, when the person wants to know about it, now you have to give them the name of the company, and then you have to explain to them how you got in the business and how the products helped you. No, you do not need the premium services bill for this. And Barbara wants to, are you leading her on? Of course I am. Of course I am. Actually, Barbara, I'm not leading her on. Okay? Because let me come back over here. If anything, she's leading me on. I'm just playing along. Let's go back over here. So I plan to be in September, but depending on my work situation, it may be earlier or later. And then she goes, is this real? That I must try their delicious food on the beach. Good man like you, I must have many good ladies in your work life. I'm curious if I'm the first Asian woman you know. I gotta get my dating book out. Okay. So now we always want to ask a question. Now, what you're going to find when you're talking to people like this is they always want to get personal. All right. They always want to get personal. You want to keep it on business and it'll never stay on business. So you might as well just make up your mind that you're just not going to go down this road because you don't have the time. You really don't. And the interesting thing is that you're not the only person. If you come over and take a look at her profile, this is going to be another clue. She's got 104 connections. If you look at the profile, well, she got 104 connections. So let's look and see who her connections are. And when you go and you look at the profile, now normally you could just click over here and see the connections, but there's a malfunction. But if we go and we look at the profile at her connections, 95% of them are going to be men. Definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again. All right. And this would go on and on and on, but it's all leading to something. Here's an agenda here, and that's the primary reason why every once in a while I'm going to play around with one of these and we're going to see if we can figure out what the agenda is. Believe me. You will never, I will never, no matter how I carry on this conversation, we will never meet. And the reason we're never going to meet is because she doesn't look like this at all. That's a bogus picture. So they will attempt to establish an online relationship. All right. And I got to tell you something, these online relationships are powerful. I had a woman call me about 6 months ago because someone had taken my Facebook pictures and put them on their profile. My pictures, my headshot, some of my pictures from my wedding to Debbie were on his profile, different name. And she found me because she did a search. She looked up the pictures. This fella, she knew him for 7 months. She loaned him $175,000. All right. I ended up getting a message on Facebook. We ended up talking on the telephone. She told me about it. There was nothing she could do. Mesmerized, hypnotized by this character. And so this is a warning to all of you. Don't fall into that trap. Okay? When people lie about themselves, when they lie about you'll never meet them. You'll never meet them. Well, so let's get back to the real stuff. Okay. Well, it's not so much like they have a similar copy and paste system, but a lot of it is copy and paste. But it's got to be modified. If it's not modified, it's not relevant. Let me come back over here. And I want to share some success stories. Lane changed his picture, changed his profile, ended up hearing from an old friend who was in a previous network marketing company with him. He ends up signing him up in the business.
Yeah, so I had been just kind of trusting Max and going step by step through the process. And to be honest, I had this little voice in the back of my head that was saying, this isn't going to work. What are you thinking? But I decided to trust and move forward with the process anyway. And then all of a sudden, just with this profile that you're seeing now, one of my friends that I used to be in another network marketing company with, first of all, he sent me a message, a LinkedIn message, and I guess I didn't see it quick enough. He was so excited to talk to me that he actually picked up the phone within a couple hours later. And he said, "What are you doing, Lane? What are you doing?" And then we had a conversation, and I said, "Yeah, I'm with this new company." And next thing you know, within 24 hours, he's now on my team. So I was pretty excited. Yeah.
Let me come down here. Now, one of the new features for LinkedIn that is going to be amazingly effective for you is celebration. But I want to come down here. Now, you're all familiar with Sam, who, when we started working together, he sponsored 12 people in 2 weeks. And he kept going. 21 people in 3 weeks. It's all about managing the conversation, controlling the conversation, and most importantly, talking to people that you know clearly are the people that you're looking for. All right, I want to come down here. Lila, it's only been a week since we started. We've already enrolled 4 people in our business. We got 3 more almost ready to go. We never thought it would be this easy. Ben, I sold 2 premium $2,100 packages for my company using your scripts in the real world. And I also won a cruise. I love your scripts. Chris, I thought I'd let you know that after our coaching session, I searched for people who work for the U.S. Army, and I was able to make a sale. I found a major who's getting out next month and needs to start planning for her future. It's fast. Max, FYI, 3 sales today, all directly traced to your contacts I made using the techniques you've taught me. Best of all, I'm just getting started. And the person I brought in has brought in 4 of her friends and has 8 more to bring in. What a ride. I'm so excited. I signed up my first consultant after they responded to my post. I'm learning so much. This is easy. I'm learning not to talk too much when connecting with strangers. What a difference a day makes. My messages to prospects are actually becoming conversations. Dale Carnegie would be proud. Here's an update. I signed up 1 person already and have face-to-face meetings with 3 others. She's excited. You're all going to be excited. Want to say, since going through your boot camp in November, my confidence has gone through the roof. Just this week, using your tips, I met business builders from Australia, 2 from South Africa, another from Italy, and yet another from Russia. And that's really only Monday and Tuesday. Max been targeting network marketers this week since using the Max method. Got 12 people to talk to in one day. 2 are ready to sign up, with more calls being scheduled with Sandy. Sandy being his upline. So you have it in your hands to be able to talk to people. So let me take a look here. Let me go back. Now, for those of you that have been at this for a while, go over to your network. Click on your connections and filter first level. And you would be amazed at how many people you're connected to that you've never talked to. So go up here and do a search. Looking. $1,200. And if we scroll down here and look at some of these people, looking for youth and wealth. This person is looking for remote work. We've never talked. 15 to 30% of the people that you're connected to are going to fall into this category. And LinkedIn is going to make it even easier because now they've added another feature. Go back over here to your network, celebrations. And we have a half a dozen strategies. Let's go over here to the birthday. Now they're starting. Now they're letting us know, well, we've been connected here for 4 years. So we've been connected since 2018. But here's the thing. You don't know how active she is. Look at her profile. Freelance writer. So come down here and take a look at their activity. Again, LinkedIn has added some additional elements. Come down here, show the posts. Well, she posted something 1 hour ago, so we know she's active. But another thing they've added is comments. She made a comment about this 4 months ago. So a lot of people that post, or a lot of people that don't post, are going to make comments. We come over here to more. You have actions, reactions. So you got posts, you got comments, you got reactions. Again, what does this do? It makes it easier for you to identify, if you know who your ideal prospect is. You know the person that would make the best candidates for your business, that has the skills. They are as easy to find as reaching into that bowl of candy and pulling out the green M&M. Marlise, I tried calling you the other day, and I told you I would, but you didn't pick up and your mailbox is full. You can't leave a message. If you know who you're looking for. Now let's go back over here to do you have any special views on Asian women? What topics do you like to discuss? And so let me shut a couple of these down. Bed Bath and Beyond people. Now we can filter this down. We did store manager. We could do it by skill. Training. So you got 11,000 people that are into training manager. So let me help you with the concept, okay? What you want to do is you want to find somebody that you can really communicate with, all right? And all you need to do is find one person in a store, one or two or three Bed Bath and Beyond people. And even if they have negative feelings about network marketing, it's typically because their experience with network marketing was you got to make a list of your friends and you got to go talk to your friends. What you're going to be able to do is show them how. They don't have to go to their friends. They don't have to bother their families. You're going to show them how they can build a business on LinkedIn. And then what you're going to do is you're going to show them how they can go out and they can network with other people from their same company. If not in the same store, they'll work for the same people. All you need is one or two people. You now become the leader. You are going to show them network marketing. You're going to help them with your business. And they're gonna have a party reaching out to people. Bed Bath and Beyond. They have the credibility. And if they have negative feelings about it, if they had never negative experience, we have the perfect script. It's one of the feel, felt, found scripts. In the upcoming boot camp, I'm going to share with you some case studies that will have you rolling on the floor. And when you see 3 or 4 of them together, you're going to notice the pattern. Folks, there is nothing, absolutely nothing preventing you from adding 1 or 2 or 3 people every week to your business. Nothing. I'm giving you the keys. I'm giving you the tools. You just have to execute. All right. Now, I've got about seven new outrageous success stories, and I have a new strategy that we're going to be introducing for the first time in boot camp. Boot camp starts on the 10th, but you could register for boot camp early and have access to the July boot camp. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 and 4 o'clock. We'll be going over conversations. You can be talking to 10 people every day. If you're not talking to 10 people every day, well, you could be. It's not hard. Hope to see all of you in boot camp and our top earner retreat at the end of the month. Until next time, best of luck in building your business, and God bless.